A blonde woman pointed accusingly at a 67-year-old black man walking steadily along a crowded downtown Denver sidewalk, claiming she had seen him pick something up and attempt to flee, prompting officers Turner and Davidson to immediately block Robert Williams' path as he calmly held a small brown leather purse in his hands, the late afternoon traffic blaring around them while Turner barked orders with his hand resting aggressively on his baton, demanding Williams raise his hands and drop the bag, which he did without hesitation, his composed eyes betraying none of the fear one might expect from such a hostile confrontation. After decades working quietly as a janitor, Williams had just come from a medical appointment when he noticed the purse near a bank entrance and searched inside for identification so he could return it, a fact he explained respectfully to the officers, only to be met with Davidson's mocking laughter and Turner's immediate decision to cuff him, muttering loud enough for bystanders to hear that a man dressed like Williams was obviously guilty, prompting phones to rise from the forming crowd as Williams endured the rough handcuffs in silence, calmly stating his name, age, address, and spotless record, which the officers ignored while shoving him toward the patrol car, dismissing his concern that his son would worry when he didn't return home. Despite finding untouched cash and clear identification inside the purse, Turner chose arrogance over truth, claiming Williams must have been checking the money before running, while Williams quietly memorized badge numbers, car markings, and nearby cameras, knowing every detail mattered. At the station, he was pushed into a stale interrogation room and ordered to sit and stay silent, while the officers mocked his request for a phone call, ridiculed the idea that he even had a son, and dismissed his dignity as an act, unaware his phone was still recording audio on the table as Williams patiently observed the room and endured insults, repeating calmly that he found the purse and suggesting they review the bank's security footage, which the officers refused to do, insisting an eyewitness was enough and labeling men like him a danger to the community. When Williams asked whether they had children and how they would feel seeing their parents treated this way, Davidson sneered back with classist contempt, but Williams replied with quiet wisdom learned through decades of hardship, explaining the true character reveals itself when power is held over the defenseless, prompting Turner to escalate the taunts by mocking Williams' son, assuming he was another failure, to which Williams calmly stated his son had served the country for over 20 years, a claim the officers laughed off until Williams explained there were two kinds of authority, fear and respect, and that they had chosen the first, smiling with unsettling certainty as if he already knew how the story would end. Moments later, a call from Captain Morrison shifted the air in the room, though Turner and Davidson returned with false bravado, lying that their captain had approved pushing Williams harder, demanding a confession, while Williams warned them calmly that some lines, once crossed, could not be undone. When his phone buzzed with messages from his son tracking his location and preparing to mobilize a team, the officers scoffed until they saw photos of Williams standing beside his son in elite military uniform, undeniable resemblance and rank shaking their confidence, just as Morrison received a call from Commander James Williams himself, whose controlled authority revealed he already knew his father's location and condition, forcing Morrison to compare arrest reports with security footage that clearly showed Williams trying to return the purse. As panic set in, Turner and Davidson watched messages count down the arrival of an elite team, and Williams calmly informed them they had 15 minutes to decide how they wanted to explain their actions, explaining that consequences come for those who mistake intimidation for authority. When military vehicles arrived and Commander James Williams entered the station with disciplined precision, demanding his father's release and confronting the officers with recorded audio of their own cruelty, excuses crumbled as Morrison ordered suspensions and investigations, while Williams, ever dignified, suggested the young men learn from their mistakes, though his son made it clear some lessons required accountability. The incident exploded across national media, ending both officers' careers, triggering departmental reforms, and turning Robert Williams into a symbol of calm resistance against injustice, as he later walked the same Denver streets with reporters, explaining that anger consumes the one who carries it and that true victory lies in preserving integrity, not revenge, living peacefully afterward with his life restored, his story reminding the nation that justice is not loud, uniforms do not define character, and humanity remains the strongest response to prejudice.